Hey Flosstube, I'm Michelle. This is my romantic tangle, and I am procrastinating a little bit this morning, so I decided to pretend to be productive by pulling out my collection of Halloween fabrics and doing a stash flash. Most of my collection is from Joann's Fabrics or maybe Craft Warehouse, and honestly, I can't remember where I got most of this. Some of it also was Christmas gifts from my mother because folded up Halloween fabric that she bought on clearance is the most fabulous Christmas present there is. I'm sorry, I'm looking through this going, I have fabric with books. Would this not make the most fabulous lining for a vinyl windowed bag with old books as the exterior? I can do that. This is charging my batteries and making me want to stitch absolutely all the things. And again, I think this will coordinate with something. This is one of my favorites. It was a splurge at one of the quilt shops, I think in Bend, when we were doing row by row a few years ago, and I wanted to make a book bag for the library and was told in no uncertain terms by some ladies in one of my stitching groups that this was totally inappropriate for a library book bag. And then I never got around to sewing it because this fabric is just too awesome to cut, and I'm glad I didn't because this is going to be a project bag for me. This is another one that was going to be a library book bag that I have been too nervous to cut because it is just so much fun. And again, it's going to be a project bag. This one I got at a quilt shop with my mom when we were doing, what were we doing? The Sisters Quilt Show 2019, because there wasn't one in 2020. This is another one I think would be fun to line something bookish with. And this one I love. This is not a Halloween fabric, but this is going to be the lining to that one when I finally get around to sewing it. How many project bags can I justify for one person? A lot, right? If I have 36 whips, that means more than 30 potential project bags. Forget that I already have some. I love this print. It is the most amazing little hexagons with Halloween themed stuff inside them, and the quilt shop was down to their last fat quarter, so I think I know how I can strategically use it to get the best possible thing out of it. But again, I am always afraid to cut the pretty stuff. And I don't know where I got this one, or when I got this one, or why I got this one. There's got to be a story behind it, but I don't know what it is. Do we have a line for what is and isn't Halloween? Swirly purple candelabras, I'm calling it Halloween. And other candelabras, I'm calling it Halloween. Pretty sure this was from Joann's, and I stopped a couple of Halloweens ago and bought Halloween fabric on the way to a friend's bridal shower because I was in town and I had allowed extra time, so that was okay. I have a lot of fun looking at these and wondering how I can contrast linings and outsides and all the things. This actually would be a really perfect library book bag for the boys, but I don't have enough that I think that I will share it with them. And I love this one. I don't know. I know the obvious ones. There are... Am I supposed to know who he is? I have a guess on that one. I could be totally wrong. And then this one's going to take some heavy-duty fussy cutting because, of course it is. And I'm willing to do it. Again, fussy cutting. I would love to cut out these individual jars and applique them and do a bookshelf quilt. I think that would be all kinds of fun. Again, these were too good to cut, and then I started cross-stitching and started thinking in terms of project bags, and then that opened up a spectacular whole world of possibilities. When I bought this one, and this was a quilt shop splurge, the plan was to do one of those, I don't know what they're called, the windows with the silhouette and all the fancy swirly stuff, and have this as the background. And again, I'm afraid to cut it. This was a thrift store find, and I don't know why. It's not great fabric. I didn't know why I bought it at the time. Now I know it's going to be a project bag, because pretty much everything I own is going to be a project bag. And these were from Connecting Threads, had a really great sale and really pretty Halloween fabrics, and I splurged. So that is my ridiculous pile of Halloween fabric. I am sure that this is not all of it, because like I said, I have been hoarding this stuff for years, and there has to be more lurking in the sewing room. This is probably from the past 8 or 10 years, maybe. I'm not sure. Let me know, did you see anything in here that you have the perfect plan for? Do you have a collection of fabric that you are absolutely in love with but apprehensive to cut? What I don't want is a recurrence of what I did with my red scraps when I made that quilt that I still regret. I wasn't fishing for comments with that video. It's a perfectly adequate quilt, but I don't love it. I can think of so many things that I would love more if I had that fabric and had it to do all over again, and I don't want to do that with this fabric. Some of it I can experiment with, but some of it I just love, and I know I won't be able to get more, so I want to make the best possible plans. Maybe I can do some project bags before the end of October, or in November or December, because Halloween is fun all year long. Thanks for watching. I'm Michelle. This is my romantic tangle, and I'll be back with you with more videos soon.